I have kind of a little bit of a different path that I took to get to where I am today. I've had some life experiences that have made me um, a little different, maybe. So when I was a small child, I um, essentially woke up one day paralyzed, and I was taken to University of Michigan Hospital where they did an MRI and found that I had a tumor in my spinal cord from C4 to T6. So big. I was younger, so but big. A very large tumor in my spinal cord, and basically told my parents, who were very young at the time, she has to have emergent surgery right now. She may not walk again. She may not live. But there's no choice. She has to have surgery. So my parents did the surgery. They chose to have my spine fused versus putting in a rod in my spine. And okay, well, first and foremost, I lived. And I do walk. So thank God for that. And well, thank the doctors for that. Thank modern medicine. Um, I had my spine fused, and I had to relearn how to walk and do normal things for myself. And I had to wear a back brace for a really long time. And I did suffer partial paralysis on my left leg. So I do have some limited mobility there, and I use different devices to help me get around AFOs. And recently I started using something called a Bioness, which maybe in another video I'll discuss it. It's super cool. Um, but yeah, so, that was different. And then when I was 17 years old, I had thyroid cancer. Not that, I mean, I know it's like a big deal to have cancer, but I personally felt like thyroid cancer was kind of on the easiest of the cancers, but I did go through it. I had to be in the hospital again all the time. I had to have radiation. I had to have surgeries. I don't have a thyroid anymore. Obviously, I take synthetic hormone to replace that. I mean, so I've been the patient quite a few times. I know what it's like to be laying in the bed and answering questions and getting poked and prodded. I've taken multiple MRIs, and I know what it's like to be the patient. So anyway, there's that little back history. Throughout the process, I realized that, okay, I want to do medicine. And I didn't know what it was at the time when I was a child, but I wanted to perform surgeries on my dolls. And just growing up, I get that I was a product of my environment. I was always around the hospitals. So, but that's what I wanted to play. And I played medicine all the time. And I, in a roundabout way, found out that, okay, I'll be a nurse. I should backtrack a little bit and also tell you that when I was 17 and I had the thyroid cancer, I was a senior in high school and I dropped out of high school. So I actually went and I got my, I think it's an equivalent of a degree. I don't know, it may be a GED. I should know that. But either way, I got to go to community college with that. And then I went to a university. So I did it. You can do it. Anyway, and then I actually went to a career fair, and I got hired in as a nurse in a local emergency room, a level 2 trauma center, super awesome place to start as a nurse before I graduated. So I started as a graduate nurse there, passed my NCLEX after I'd already started, thank God. And I did almost 4 years in the emergency room. One that's done ER knows that some days you're pulling your hair out, and some days you can't imagine yourself anywhere else. And at one point I thought maybe I always wanted to do emergency medicine. And then I think it was COVID probably that destroyed that for me. I don't know, but I was like on, the front lines for COVID-19 for the first. We were one of the first hospitals like in southeastern Michigan that got hit, and that was a lesson in itself, and I learned a lot, and it is what it is. But so I actually left the ER Labor Day. So today is September 21st, so only a few weeks ago. It's bittersweet to kind of move forward and try some new experiences. So I actually took a second job before leaving the ER as a home infusion nurse. Anyway, so now I'm doing the home infusions, while I finish my master's degree. And then I'm also doing clinicals with my primary care doctor that I've actually diagnosed me with a thyroid cancer when I was 17. And I've been with her ever since. She was the one that told me I was pregnant with my first son. Love her. She's truly been there for me in so many different walks of my life. And I hope one day that I can be that type of provider for somebody else and see them throughout some of their biggest milestones. I want to hear more stories from patient to provider. And I want to continue to give more tips and tricks about overcoming obstacles that you might have. I did it, you can do it. One of the mottos that I live by every day is the time is going to pass anyway. You might as well do what you want to do and get to where you want to go.